From Cloud Mongolia here, bringing you guys a deck tech video of my version of D-Police. I couldn't decide on a build, so I decided to play everything. So let's go over the tech choices and try to make sense of it. So the starter, we're using Metalborg Local Battler. Local Battler is great when you're in Legion. You give your 2 units plus 3 each. Great for buffing up the Vanguard's power. It also helps because of the fact that you can still give your power boost even if you don't have a Metalborg Vanguard. For our trigger lineup, we're playing 4 heals, 4 stands, and 8 crits. We're looking to win, we're looking to beat them down. Heal triggers, no explanation necessary. Stand triggers, we're playing the Generation Break stand triggers just because we love giving our Vanguard power. And what's great about it too is once you hit the threshold of 37,000, every time you swing, you draw a card. If you restand with Laurel, you're drawing again. So that's just great amounts of hand advantage. For our crit triggers, we're playing for the Metalborg one. Again, it's going to work exactly like Local Battler. When you just want to puff up the power of your Legion, put it into Soul, 2 units get plus 3. We're also playing 4 copies of the crit trigger that works with Grand Gallop. Just because of the fact that you can boost with on any of your other units, swing with Vanguard, put it into Soul, give yourself power, and draw a card. Being able to raise your power to certain thresholds, 37,000 and 4,500, is going to be crucial for this deck. For the Grade 1 setup, we're playing 4 of the G Perfect guards just because we do chew through Counterblast quite often. So having the option to be able to unflip and be able to use that again is essential. And primarily since we're a Stride deck, we are playing 4 of the Stride fodder. This also lets us filter Grade 3s, especially with the 1 tech copy of Grand Gallop. We're able to pitch Dimensional Robos or excess Grade 3s into the drop zone. That's going to come into factor a little bit later. We wouldn't be a D-Police deck without 3 Laurels. Laurel really helps push this deck. It just makes a good field better. You're on Stride and you hit a unit, cool, you just got 6 cards. Everybody loves free cards. For my tech choices in the Grade 1 lineup, we're playing 2 copies of Mist Ghost. Simple, if you're in Legion, you're giving 2 units plus 4. If you're not in Legion, you can still play it, Counterblast 1, and still give plus 4, which ultimately does help to build to those different thresholds. We are also playing 1 tech copy of Die Lion, just because of the fact that since we do have the 4 break rides, if we have this early game, we are able to break ride a lot sooner and crit the opponent a lot faster. This deck doesn't want to sit on the break ride and until their opponent, crits them out. For the Grade 2 lineup, we'll start over here, and then we'll work our way down. We're playing 4 copies of Grandfire. Grandfire is excellent for fixing up columns and just giving larger power boosts to the Vanguard line, so ultimately we're able to hit that threshold easier. We're playing 4 copies of the Mate just because I keep getting these in damage zone. I keep riding them. We need to have 4 copies to make sure that when we Legion, we have at least 1 somewhere. The tech choices, from my personal opinion, are going to be here in the Dimensional Robos. We're playing 1 copy of Die Dragon, just because, I'll explain it later, when we stride into Die Earth, we're able to toolbox it out. So we don't need this all the time, we only need this when we want it. We are also playing 2 copies of Die Jet. Die Jet is there to help enable the power boosts. Send a Grade 3 Dimensional Robo from the grave back into the deck, and you're able to give plus 4,000, and if it hits, Counterblast 1 and draw a card. Again, everybody loves free cards, everybody loves hand advantage, and this helps us get there a lot easier. Our Grade 3s, we're starting off with Die Kaiser. This is definitely the Grade 3 you want to ride first. When you're going into your Stride plays, it helps set up your field presence, it enables your late game with pushing with a crit, as well as also being able to break shields with a limit break. Our other Grade 3 is 3 copies of Metalborg Simbuster. Simbuster is your finisher. This is when your opponents use up their resources, break ride, tell them they can't guard with half their hand. That's how you're going to win this game. We are also playing the 1 tech copy of Grand Gallop. Gallop is good when you have to go into the completely devoted Stride plan. Gives your Vanguard plus 4, and if it hits, Counterblast 1, draw a card. What's great about it is in combination with Die Kaiser. If you're in a Generation Break 2 and you break ride, if you manage to give 1 other power boost to it, it gets a triple drive. So it's just as good as a Stride, while at the same time still being able to break shields and threatening with the crit. Our Stride, our Z-Zone, is very simple. We're playing 4 copies of Die Earth. Again, we want to ride Die Kaiser first, because Die Earth lets us Superior Call 2 units from the deck. 1 Grade 2 and 1 Grade 3 Dimensional Robo. If you manage to do it twice, striding it the first time and then going into it the second time, it builds its own crit. Again, applying pressure with Laurel and Power Boost is there to threaten the opponent. We're playing 2 copies of X-Tiger. Again, this is good mid to late game. Once you've stridden a couple times, you're able to just swing, flip up any unit in the G-zone, get a massive boost, and if you hit the 45,000 threshold, you get a free crit. Again, everybody loves free crits, as well as free cards. Our last card in the G-zone is going to be 2 copies of Metalborg Heavy Duke. Again, when you don't have the presence to pressure your opponent with the Legion, stride into Heavy Duke. Heavy Duke has that same stipulation where if you fulfill the cost, you're able to prevent your opponent from guarding with essentially half their hand, grade 1s or higher. What's great about it too is if you do manage to hit, you can even use this as an early advantage because you will draw a card for each card in the heart. So you can, as early as riding grade 3 stride, and be able to draw 1 card, or if it's late game and you're in Legion, you are able to draw 2 cards. Obviously, there's a lot of room for tech. There is a lot of room for different variations. Some people prefer pure Metalborg, some people prefer pure Dimensional Robos, some forget both and just go for a straight stride build. Again, I couldn't decide. I thought everything was great, I decided to put it all together. If you like or don't like what you see, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below, like and subscribe for more videos from our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, my name is Nick, and I will see you guys in the next video.